Welcome back, everybody, to Katawa Shoujo with me, Millbee, and I'm back pretty much straight after I recorded my last one, because I want to see what's happened, because, you know, I want to get in there. So, last time, obviously, we were in the library, and we just asked Hanako what she was doing for the festival, and she looked like I just finger-banged a cat. You look at me like I finger-banged a cat. That's from Californication. I love that for sure. Anyway, let's carry on. So, for a split second, I think that Hanako was about to throw her book in the air from shock. Oh my gosh. Sorry? I was just asking what you're doing for the festival tomorrow. Anything planned? I don't know. Hanako answers in the way that people do when they don't want you to ask any more questions. I take it large crowds and loud music aren't really her thing. Oh, okay. Change the subject, change the subject. Nice breast. Oh, crap. I mean, how's the bit? Ah! So, Kenji bought batteries for lipstick? Hisao, you dope. So, what's Lily's sister's like? She's nice. She's pretty like Lily, but she dresses businesslike. Businesslike? She's always wearing a suit. Ah, I see. And that makes her less pretty somehow. Hanako gives an embarrassed shake of her head. No, just different. I'll admit it. This has got me intrigued. To hear Hanako talk about someone other than Lily is a first, and to be complimentary about it too. But I try to picture this mystery sister. All I can think of is Lily in a suit. And I can't imagine that not being attractive. Not at all. It's all just... I must agree. Power suit. A ruthless businesswoman. Well, one day you'll have to introduce... Oh, sorry, shit, what? Wrong voice. Well, hello, my name is Hisao. Oh, so lovely to see you. Well, one day you'll have to introduce me to her. Okay. Our brief conversation ends as abruptly as it started, and we both return to our novels. Man, it's difficult to get a conversation out of here. The passage of time is marked only by the gradual movement of the patch of light cast through the window. Slowly, the noise from the various rehearsals in the building fade out and die as students start to get hungry and tired. Just thinking about that makes my stomach start to turn knots around itself. I think it's time to head back. Do you think Lily would be back by now? I think I might head back to my dorm. I'm pretty tired from this week. Not a word of that is a lie. Moving to a new school as it ramps up for a major event has been taxing, to say the least. I can feel myself nodding off as I read my book. Okay. I might stay here a little longer. Looking at Hanako's book, I can see that she is only a few pages away from completing it. For a moment, I consider hanging around until she finishes, but once again my stomach turns, emitting a gurgling sound. Not again! I'm going to go on a mad tangent here, just because it just popped into my head. If you get the film, you probably heard it on my streams a lot. If you get the film, good. So we was lost. We didn't know where we were. And then Harry, he gets down on the ground and starts feeling all the trees. And he goes, I know. I got it. I know where we are. We on Pluto. So we're like, hey, how'd you know that? From the dog! From the dog! From the park! I fucked that up. That was supposed to be a Spaceballs quote that I messed. It's just the best. We on Pluto! From the park, dummy! From the park! Never mind. Sure thing. Well, I'm gonna head off before it gets dark. I'll see you around, okay? Okay. See you, Hisao. Later. Hisao? Thank you for hanging out with me. Ah, that's alright. You're pretty okay. I can see how hard it was for her to get that simple sentence out of her mouth. It leaves me hanging for a moment. I'm winded. So there is someone in this school who's even lonelier than me. Maybe lonely is a wrong word. I haven't been lacking for company this first week, but I've still managed to feel somewhat alone and detached. Maybe lonely is a wrong word for Hanako too. She has Lily after all, doesn't she? I realised I'd been standing far too long without answering, and pull off a flawless, not too exaggerated smile. You're welcome. Good night, Hanako. You could be like, it's a pleasure. You could be like, hang out with you is... Hang out with it. No, that's maybe hanging out with a pretty thing like you is too much. It's kind of cheesy. Could be like, I don't know. Pleasure is mine. No, pleasure is mine. That's. No. Night. I leave her to finish her book and head back to the dorms at the promise of food. There you go. I'm good at that. I'm getting good at that. The next day, I wake up feeling a little lightheaded. It's almost noon already. Sleeping late is fine since it's a Sunday and there are no classes. Not just a Sunday though, but the festival as well. From my window, I can already see some people at the soba booth. What the hell is a soba? As in, there's no drink there? No, that'd be a different kind of soba. It must be some sort of Japanese thing. Slinging noodles onto some sort of noodle thing onto plates for people with a craving for low quality food. I throw back a handful of my morning meds and ponder how to spend the day. There will be a few exams in the coming week, but I don't consider those as ominous as others, so I'm not as worried about them as I probably should be. With no urgent obligations regarding education, I should be free to spend the day at the festival as I like. Finishing my morning routine, I exit into the hallway, intending to go out and find something to eat. Passing by his door, I decide to see what Kenji is up to today out of impulse. Oh no. I'm curious if he has any plans, since everyone is doing something. Then again, I can picture him having built a soundproof shelter in his room. Or possibly something like a fort, complete with a "No Girls Allowed" sign. And with the girls crossed out and body crudely scrawled underneath it. Knocking on his door, which is luckily devoid of any sign, I hear again the unsettling clinking of at least 10 locks being pulled back. The door opens up a crack. Who is it?
Who is it?
You're supposed to ask that before you open the door.
Ah, it's you. Damn, it's early.
It's not really that early.
What? What is it, man?
Nothing, just gonna ask what you're doing today. Half the school is out there already.
Out where? Why?
What?
What? Is today special? What are they? Who are they? I can hear them. It's loud. Don't tell me. Has the invasion begun?
He suddenly looks more alarmed.
What day is it, man?
Yeah, I guess you can't see the big wooden booths outside and the people selling stuff.
What the hell are you talking about? I have my curtain closed at all times to thwart the snipers.
Shit. This guy is crazy, man. It's the festival. You know that, right?
Oh shit, is that today? Damn it. I can't believe I forgot. I don't have my fort finished yet. This is bad. He was right, the fort. This is gonna be a very bad day. I told you this, man. It's good you told me this, man. This is gonna get me this is gonna be a bad day.
Why?
Oh man, they're gonna be everywhere. The people outside my window, socializing.
Kenji rubs his temples nervously, suddenly looking very ill.
It's gonna be loud as hell. Damn it, I was going out today, but now it's ruined. Everything is ruined. This is awful. This sucks. What the hell? This really sucks. I can't go anywhere now. There's nowhere to run.
Kenji seems nervous. You could even say he's majorly freaking out.
I can't believe this. So that's what today was. Damn, and I couldn't even prepare for it. I couldn't even brace myself. And now it's here, and I can't do anything. You should have told me this earlier, dude. I mean, at least, I know, but I could have known earlier. Imagine what I could have accomplished.
Sorry, I thought you knew. So I guess you're not going to do anything today. The weather is even good. Yesterday was really windy, so I thought today would be cold. It's not, though, so there's no reason to stay inside. Yeah, you should check the festival out. Kenji groans and covers his face with his hands.
Ah, no, I can't do it. They'll leave me alive out there. I know it.
This has to be a joke. But he said it was such a straight face. Relatively straight.
What are you gonna do? We should hang out in here. You can help me build my fort. We might still make it if we work together.
I'm not spending a time in a fort with you. Not if you're gonna get naked again. I don't know, I'm pretty hungry, so I thought I'd just get some food first and then check out the attractions. Your class project seemed pretty cool, and I gave a hand of it, so I want to see at least that one and chat with Lily, I guess. Speaking of that, don't you have any obligation for the project?
Are you out of your mind? That blind broad is up to no good.
Blind broad.
I can feel it in my spleen.
In my plums, deep down in my plums. Shaking my balls.
Her presence is like a dark shadow that's in the way of my great vision.
As expected of blind people. What? Besides, I thought you were also... You were also... He holds up his hand to interrupt me. Only legally. Metaphorically, I can see farther than any man before me has seen. Kenji looks stoically into the metaphorical distance. The metaphorical distance. So, man, I look away into the metaphorical distance. So he doesn't really look into the distance, he looks into the metaphorical distance, so he just looks really... To emphasize his statement, thrusting his chin forward to look manlier. Actually, it's just a corridor wall 2 meters away, but it's all the same. I can see the future of mankind, and it's a dark one, unless the threat of the woman is stifled. They're everywhere. This man's gonna die alone. He fingers his scarf nervously, faster and faster. This is getting weird. Like he's trying to start a fire. Then slowly begins to calm down once the panic attack finishes running its course.
I'm going to find some place to hide in a safe haven, and then knock the lights out of myself so that I don't have to experience this horrible day. I have the perfect thing for that. I must prepare now. Don't go to that festival. Okay. Later, dude.
The door slowly closes with a low creak, and I don't know how to feel about what Kenji just said. After buying a plastic plate of takoyaki, here you go, from a stall belonging to the class next to ours, I take a seat in the school gardens and watch people pass as I tentatively nibble away at the rather bland-tasting item. I guess I shouldn't complain. It's better than nothing. It didn't cost much. As I look out towards the school, watching the people coming and going proves a surprisingly entertaining way of passing the time. So he's the creepy dude sitting there eating his like chicken, whatever, just staring at people like, just laughing at him. Oh god, the shadow people are back. Oh shit. Little children, accompanied by parents or grandparents, scamper about in the din from event to event. One hand dragging their company, and the other bearing an oversized colored snack. I can't help but notice the age range from among the people here is skewed towards the elderly. Something that I also noticed when I was walking around town. Because sounds like where I live. This must be one of those towns where the only people left are those that lived here their whole lives and ardently refused to leave, and those wanting to live out the rest of their days in one of the increasingly few tranquil... This sounds exactly like the place where I live. I guess this is why I gotta get out of here, man. I guess that also goes a way to explaining how conservative Yamaku's school culture seems to be. Not that I mind one bit. I kind of like how calm Yamaku is. Yamaku and its surroundings are. The heat, though it's another matter entirely. Sitting in one place for so long has focused my mind on how annoyingly humid it's getting. Now that the hottest part of the day is here. I better get moving if I... The sound of the Carleon bell takes me completely by surprise as I stand up, a reaction shared by a few of the people strolling around as well. The PA system crackles to life after the tolling bell's end. Its age shows as the principal makes a barely intelligible announcement over it, officially opening the festival that's very much in full swing. It's quite amusing to contrast the pleasant smiles of the older folk against the alternatively pained and bored grimaces of their younger charges. The students, on the other hand, seem to be paying little heed. Nevertheless, as the address finally ends, all are united in polite, if not overly enthusiastic applause, and then get back to business. Slipping a hand in my pocket to look as relaxed as possible, I casually glance around for something to do. It's somewhat difficult to see very far with all the people around. I decide to fall back on a tired, trusted rule. Go where everyone else seems to be gathering. Right now, that's the school courtyard and surroundings. Throwing the used plate into a trash can, I make my way towards the school building. Ah! Seeing the number of stalls around the perimeter of the school building surprises me. Quite a few of the classes must have opted to have multiple stalls. In deciding which to visit first, I catch sight of a familiar banner with a blue patented border and red text. Lily's stall is as good as a place to start as any. I'm curious as to how it's going, after all the work she and her class have been doing for it. Ah, yeah. There's a Coca-Cola on there. Some Coca-Cola on there, some, Is that Bud? That looks like Bud. No. Why would there be Bud there? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, we're going to see why class takes so long to organize everything. Easily twice as wide as any of the other stores, and... with equipment for cooking strewn everywhere. It's closer to an outdoor restaurant than a festival event. Before we carry on, guys, quick ad break, and I will be right back. Welcome back, everybody. As a student in front of me takes a bowl of noodles and leaves, I walk up to the counter. The girl behind it seems quite exasperated and asks me to wait a moment before she disappears underneath the counter. Seizing the moment, I quickly steal the food. I take a glance around. Steam seems to be rising from everywhere as pots and pans simmer away. The most blind of the students are unpacking ingredients while being helped by someone who is probably the teacher of 3-2. That sounds like a good idea. It doesn't take long to notice Lily among them, talking with the teacher as she quickly counts out the boxes and packets with her fingers. From her expression and the fact that both she and the teacher seem to be in a state of mild confusion, it appears that there's been some problem in coordination. Before I can stare any longer, the girl behind the counter pops up again, only to look back and ask where the spare change box is. Lily pauses for a moment before she and the girl switch places at the counter, and the teacher quickly walks off somewhere. Sorry about that. We're having a few problems. What would you like? It takes me a second to remember what I come for. My eye... He's just like, oh, whoa, hello. My eyes quickly dart to the side to read the menu sitting on the counter. Oh, I guess some miso soup. Oh, is that Hisao? So? Yeah, looks like it's pretty busy. Her face all but confirms it as she drops her waitress facade. Somewhere along the line our order got mixed up. We're trying to fix it now. But it looks like we're only half of what we need. Wouldn't serving smaller portions cover over the problem? It seems that what we'll have to do, though I wish we didn't. The fact that a good half of our class is gone doesn't help either. I glance behind her to see how many people are actually operating the stall. Could be over about 8. I take it that's your teacher. That's why your teacher left. That's right. She's going to try and round up a few more of our classmates to help. Hearing the sounds of footsteps behind me, I stealthily glance backwards to see an elderly couple taking a place in the line. I guess I'd better stop loitering around and chatting. Here's the money for the soup. Oh, soup. Alright, coming up. Lily turns and calls for a bowl of miso soup as I hand over the money for it. This seems terrible. Why a blind cashier? I'm not sure if this is a good idea. Taking the coins in her palm, I can't help but notice how effectively she counts them out with her long pale fingers. Eventually satisfied that I've handed over correct change, she puts into a small metal tray. Yeah, I'm not trying to con you here, lady, okay? Come on now. A little bit more faith. It isn't long before the soup is made and carefully handed to her. After which she turns and subsequently passes it to me. Unfortunately, she passes it to me in the completely wrong direction. No. Thanks, I'll come back to drop off the bowl. Thank you, Hisao. Oh, there's one other thing. Have you seen Hanako? Hanako? No, not today. Why? She gives a small sign of abject disappointment. It's okay, I was just wondering what she's doing for the festival. You'll come back when you're done then? Sure, I'll keep an eye out for Hanako too. Thank you, Hisao. I walk off from the stall and find a seat, carefully cradling the steaming wooden bowl in both hands. Compared to the dumplings from before, this is quite nice. A little cool compared to what it probably should be, perhaps, but the flavour is enough to cover for that reasonably well. Oh, he's a fucking food critic now, is he? Jeez. As I drink, I can't help but feel somewhat guilty for not being as involved with the festival as others.
Don't worry about it, man. It can't really be helped, that's the way. Considering I was dropped into the school only a week ago, but it still weighs heavily on my mind. That and the fact that a few students... What you should have done is, if you wanted to get in Lily's good books, you should be like, hey, let me help out. That and the fact that a few students don't really seem to be enjoying the festival as much as the visitors. Oh, he could have asked Hanako to come with him. Like, hey, if you're not doing anything, you could just chill with me. That would have been awkward as fuck, of course, because she just talks, but yeah. Eventually, I finish my bowl and leave for the stall to drop it off. Considering that there seems to be no line at all, I take my time walking up. It seems the teacher's mission paid off. There are now over a dozen students helping, and much of the unpacking has been done. Despite most of them seeming quite relaxed as they work, Lily still appears to be somewhat stressed. Lily doesn't look impressed at all. I can't really blame her. On top of her issues at the stall, she still seems to be worried about Hanako. I can't really help with the former, so I guess the only way I can help is by trying to take her mind off of our shy mutual friend. Placing the bowl back on the counter, I call out to Lily. Hey Lily, don't worry about Hanako. I'll go and find her and hang out with her, okay? Yeah, that's the good one move. I can see Lily's relief plainly written across her face. Thanks, Hisao. And if you see someone from my class, can you tell them to come back here, please? Hey! Get over there! Where I can't see. Oh, yeah, just turn you around and walk in that direction. You'll bump into it eventually. Will do. Have a good one. And make sure you take a break, okay? I will if I can. See you later, Hisao. I leave Lily in the stall and head out in search of Hanako. In a way, I feel bad for leaving her of the crowds, but even though she was clearly under pressure, I can't help but think that she is enjoying herself. Oh god. Everywhere! The halls are packed with the swaying crowds meandering throughout the festival. If there's one thing I know about Hanako, it's that she's not going to be anywhere near this. And with the students showing their friends and family their dorms, I doubt she'll be there either. Following blind intuition, I move against the grain of the crowd. Thankfully, this crowd seems to be slightly less festive than their usual festival crowd. I assume this is out of consideration for the student body. As I force my way through the masses of strange faceless shrouds, it doesn't take long for them to thin down into nothingness. Fade out of existence. This is not surprising, since I'm standing before the library. Even the most eager of students don't bother to show anyone this section of the school. Hey, this is the library, yeah, woo! Akira! As I enter the library, the noise of the festival fades into a dull background noise. And soon I'm in the reading area at the rear of the room. Behind one of the partitioned desks, I see the top of a head with straight dark hair catching my eye. Hey, Hanako, I had a feeling I'd find you here. The head jumps a little in shock before slowly peeping over the partition. Hisao? Hey, Lily's pretty busy, so she sent me to find you. Oh, do you want to sit down? Actually, I'm feeling a little hungry. Would you like to get something to eat from one of the stands? I brought some food, so... I shouldn't be surprised, but it was worth a try. Expecting her to go outside today was a long shot. How about we eat in the tea room? I passed by it on the way here, and no one was around. We can make some food there, and it'll be a little more comfortable. What'd you say? Sure, let's go. Hanako closes her book and puts it away with deliberate practice movements. Good to go? Yeah. We walk side by side from the library to the tea room. As expected, there is barely a soul around. If it weren't for the murmurs through the walls are talking, man! You wouldn't tell that there was a huge festival going outside. Hanako carries her bag in both hands and focuses on just the floor ahead of her. Every now and then, she seems to break her pace a little and steps in slightly shorter paces. The first time it happened, I gave it no mind, but I soon noticed that she does it on a regular basis. Are you alright? She stops dead in her tracks. What? I don't know, it looked like you were tripping or something. A pink blush rises into her cheeks as her gaze returns to the floor. Uh-oh, what have you done now? It's nothing. You know, when you say nothing like that, people are inspired to ask further questions. For a second, I don't think she's going to answer. Preparing to leave it be, I almost set off walking again when... It's a game. Game? Do you see the floor here? What a bizarre question. Yeah, I see the floor. What's wrong with you? Come on. Did I just hit it? Come on. What's wrong with you? Whoa, come down there. Some sort of like violent reaction. Just swinging my hand around. What a bizarre question. The floor looks like just like any other floor. Covered in those tiles made up from squares of linoleum. Linoleum? Nothing noteworthy. Well, yeah, what about it? Sometimes when there's no one around, I only step on the darker ones. Sorry, step on the dark ones? Hanako's voice trails off as her explanation continues, until I can barely hear her voice over the roaring silence of the empty hall. Dude, this guy is so bad at listening. All you need is just say, like, the last few words. And when you're not listening and you catch the last few words, you go, oh, yeah, like, so someone's talking to you at the end, they go, isn't that great? You go, yeah, it's great, yeah. Darker ones? Shuffling her feet, Hanako points the toe of her shoe at a tile that is barely a shade darker than the others. Like these ones. Oh, right, so these ones are no good? I point at a nearby tile. Yes, something like that. Oh, I see. Do you play this game a lot? Hanako shakes her head. Just when the halls are empty. She nods. Well then, no point in stopping. I'm beginning to get really hungry. She nods again, this time with a little more enthusiasm. Well then, let's go. We set off down the hallway, and this time I noticed that Hanako is paying a little less attention to the floor. Nice one. I wonder just how lonely does someone have to be to come up with a game like that. That sounds like fun! I want to play that game. Step on the dark tiles? Sounds like a great game. But before I realize what I'm doing, I find myself trying to aim each step so it lands on the correct tiles. Yeah. The noise of the festival is slightly louder than inside the tea room. I would have been out like, yeah, let's play together then. But the breeze coming through the open window makes it worth it. Without thinking, I walk to the windowsill and inhale deeply. I sometimes forget how clean the air is here compared to back home. Would you like some tea? That'd be great, thanks. It occurs to me that this is the first time I've been alone with Hanako without her trying to be somewhere else. Turning from the window, I watch as she makes a simple pot of tea and arranges some sandwiches onto a plate. I've seen her do this before a number of times, but this time she seems slightly different. It's like she's calm. Eventually, she places the small tray on the table and pours 2 cups of tea. The fresh scent of brewed tea mingles with the breeze, and for a second, I feel like I'm the only one in the world. I think I know why you like this room now. I don't know what you mean. Well, there are quite a few people out there, but in here it's like another world. You can pretend that there's no one around for miles. You're right. It's like the world has forgotten this room. It's because it's a shit room. This is the shittest room in the place, you know. Because of that, you can forget about the outside. Might be appealing in some cases. Yeah, she is definitely agoraphobic. As far as I can tell, conventional bullying doesn't exist in this school. But then again, I haven't seen a single person talk to Hanako besides Lily. If you're ignored by the world, a place where you can forget its existence would hold a special appeal. That's a good point. It's like this room gives you some kind of complete freedom. Yeah. Say, do you play chess? Chess? I've played it a bit, I guess. I take it you've played before? A little. Without saying anything more, Hanako moves to one of the cupboards and digs out a small chess set. Do you want... Sure, why not? Oh my god, the last time I played chess was with... Oh, it was drafts. It was my ex. We were playing, drinking... It was a birthday, and we were playing drunk drafts, so, you know, you had to drink whenever you got someone's thingy. Yeah, I got messy. I got a bit messy. Sure, why not? I cut her off, but she doesn't seem to mind it. Let's play a game of strip chess. You're as cold as ice! Well, I don't know why that came into my head then. I think there was an advert where they played that and they were playing like strip chess. We arrange the pieces, and before long we are sending pawns charging to their inevitable fates. The bargain bin? I take my time and intently examine each move and its consequences, nostalgia for the game taking a second place to the matters at hand. For a time, the game is a lengthy battle of attrition, but I spot an opening and tear a line in her defense.
Sounds like some serious, some weird foreplay going on. It's like really veiled sex, you know, innuendo and stuff. I tear a line in her defenses. A battle of attrition. I don't hold out much hope. I hope you find the man that committed this crime. I wouldn't hold out much hope. It's gonna be a long, hard road, like sex. It's gonna go on and on. It's gonna go on, and just when you think it's going your way, nothing happens. It's a long, arduous task that you've got to get out of your way. Or just when you think it's going your way, nothing happens. That's the one. Yeah. A few mows later, her king is cornered by several of my pieces. This is sounding so weird. Checkmate. Checkmate. Burn up. That's just honestly like the beginning of like a shit porno. You're not bad at this, are you? You're shit at this. An honest appraisal. Her technique is pretty good, but several times I was able to exploit her lack of prediction. I pick up a piece and examine it. It looks relatively new, yet worn for its age. I guess not. Does Lily play? The absence of Hanako's answer causes me to think about my question. A bit. This is the first time I played against someone other than her, or... She cuts herself off abruptly, leaving the answer hanging in the air. Someone she knew before coming to Yamaku, maybe. I sense that doesn't have a happy story. Well then, I'm honoured to have played against you. Can we play again? She asks as if she were asking me to cut my own off my own hands. Again? Gah! The spirit of the competition's gotten into her? Sure, though don't expect me to go easy on you this time. Not that I was before, mind. She seems to appreciate the competitive tone. Same here. We're just setting up the pieces. There's a noise at the door. Good afternoon. Lily. Oh, I did the same voice there. Oh, hey there, Lily. Are you finished? You both are here? You both are here? Wonderful. At any rate, our teacher managed to round up some extra help, so I was able to leave. Have you been here since you left? Pretty much. I've just been playing a bit of chess. Would you like a cup of tea? Actually, I think it might be a good idea to go outside for a little while. The instant drop in Hanako's face shows her objection to this plan, even though she says nothing. I feel strangely compelled to voice what is plainly in view on her face, but Lily can't see. I kind of think that we should just stay here. Really? It's so crowded here that I was thinking we should leave the school and head for the local tea house. You mean the Shanghai? Of course. With everyone at the festival, it should be practically empty. Tea house? Well, that's right. You probably don't know of it. There's a tea house not far from here, which we go to every so often. Sounds like a plan. Hanako, what do you think? Hanako jumps a little at being forced into the conversation, but at least she seems less distraught than before. If it's the Shanghai, I think it'll be nice. Well, then it's settled. Let's be on our way. Hanako and I rise from the table and our preempted chess game. Before I can do anything, Hanako has poured the pieces into a small container and placed the board away. Looks like we're ready now. Please lead on. Hanako moves to Lily's side and we venture onto the school's corridors. The pair leads me through a series of unfamiliar doors and we emerge on the side of the building opposite of the festival grounds. Insulated by the heavy stone of the building, the noise from the crowd has faded to a murmur. Strange. I thought that most people would be beginning to leave by now. They never leave. Now begins the festival of death. Ah! They're probably here to view the fireworks. Fireworks? Yes, apparently the school puts on quite a show. I wouldn't know. A lot of people come from town just to watch them. Lily's decision to leave the school grounds seems to make sense now. Hanako would probably have a hard time with the whole clown descending onto the school. Or ascending, as the case may be. For the second time since arriving at Yamaku, I find myself walking down this road with Lily. Only now that I can barely hear the incessant noise of the festival do I realise how loud it was. I can hear my ears ringing slightly in the still evening air as they recover from the day's assault on them. What a bloody rock festival! Hanako clings to Lily, but still manages to guide her along the road. That and avoiding the occasional gaze from curious pedestrians appear to completely sap her constitution. She rarely raises her focus from the ground in front of her, nor does she utter a word. Lily, on the other hand, maintains her prim and proper persona just as she does in school. It's obvious she purposely puts effort into her appearance, rather than hiding it as Hanako does. It's striking how different they are in their way of holding themselves outside of Yamaku's grounds. That said, it's obvious in both their cases that they do visibly change. Inside Yamaku, everyone is special, which negates the specialness of it. But once we venture outside the school gates, we are returned to the status of outsider and generic labels. Especially when we are still in school uniform, it's like hanging a sign around your neck, challenging people to figure out what is wrong with you. I'm surprised that so many of the students keep it on. Then again, with canes and wheelchairs common among the students, I guess it's not really that much of a giveaway. Or maybe I'm the only one that sees this as a stigma. Maybe you get used to it after a time, like any other school uniform. Why are they wearing the school uniform if they're not even in, if they're just like, if it's a Sunday and there's no class? What? The tea house seems fairly standard from the outside, just an ordinary building with typical signs decorating the entrance. It looks like the type of place you'd walk by without a thought, just another generic cafe in the sea of thousands. If Hanako hadn't steered Lily into the entrance, I would have continued on down the road without even noticing that it existed. And with that, I'm gonna leave it, guys. I'm gonna leave it. I'm getting over time. Thank you for watching, guys. Of course, I really enjoyed these, as always. I'm gonna mention this a few times in videos. Actually, no, yeah, if you follow me on Twitter, I tweet out about this expo thing I'm going to with Badge and Pyro, so you might want to check that out. I'm going to mention it in Minecraft and one of these again. Just want to let people know that I'm actually going to go somewhere where you can see me if you really want to. Though I don't know why you'd want to, but you know, if you do, you know, you can. But either way, yes. This has been Katawa Shoujo. I've been Millbee, and I hope you've enjoyed yourselves. And I will see you next time for more. I'm infatuated with Hanako game. How about that? That's a good game. Let's play that. Yeah. Okay. Bye.